Libra, this is your energy check-in love reading. We're tuning into the person on your mind or your current situation and the energy unfolding for you right now. Let's see what wants to come through. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Libras, please. All right, your energy, the Two of Pentacles. Your person, the Eight of Cups in reverse. All right, they're viewing you as the Eight of Pentacles. What you're not seeing is the Star card, Aquarius energy. And we see the King of Pentacles, all right, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. And we see the Knight of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces here. So what I'm seeing here with the Knight of Cups is I do think that you have strong romantic feelings here for this person. But I also feel with the Two of Pentacles, you might be a little bit on the fence here about them coming back towards you. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's an ex. It could be someone who's coming back into your life, like you used to work with them or you used to know them like in high school or something like that. Or it could just be about seeing them again, right? Because a lot of my Libras with this Two of Pentacles, you may have options in love, or you have romantic feelings here, but you're just not sure yet. All right. But for a lot of you, I do think this is someone who wants to come back around and heal a situation with you. All right. So you're on the fence here, the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. Yeah, see, you're not sure if this is something that's healthy for you. You may feel like a little bit avoidant here about making a decision, and all of my Libras out there, you know that sometimes decision making for Libras can be a bit tricky, right? Especially if you're not sure. You're the scales of justice, weighing up the pros and cons, but so the Seven of Swords, I feel like you're a little bit avoidant here in making a decision. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you haven't quite made up your mind or you need more information. But I do feel like, I almost feel like this person is coming back in to, I don't want to say force your hand, but to kind of ask for clarity and, a decision to be made about this connection. So you're viewing this person as the Devil, Capricorn energy. So this is what I'm getting. I think a lot of my Libras, you're not sure that this is a really healthy connection. You may feel like this is... you may feel like this is a karmic situation. You may feel like there's codependency here, or there's something that's maybe not so healthy. Now, Capricorn energy is also, a very sexy connection. There's a strong physical attraction. So some of my Libras, you're just trying to figure out, is it more than that? Capricorn energy is also, we read the Devil as sometimes toxic or karmic energy, but Capricorn energy is not that. Capricorn energy is hardworking, it's pragmatic, Capricorns have a lot of resolve, don't stop until they get what they want. All right, but coupled with the Seven of Swords, I can see that my Libras, you're on the fence about whether or not this is a good idea because of either what's happened between the two of you, or you're sensing that there's something that might feel a little bit off. Now, you're viewing the relationship as the Knight of Pentacles. So I kind of feel like my Libras, you do want to take it slow. I don't know if this has been a long and winding road for you two, or if there's been a lot of back and forth. You do want to be careful with that, break up and make up cycle. I mean, it happens. Couples break up and then they get back together. But if it becomes a cycle, it can certainly form a trauma bond. All right. And so you do need to definitely be aware of that. But with the Knight of Pentacles, for some of you, this has been something that's kind of a long time coming, or you have put time and effort into this connection. And you can see the potential for a new beginning, but it's also going to take some work. Your person, Hierophant energy, they could be a Taurus. They feel like there's a really strong spiritual connection here between the two of you. I do see that this person wants connection, wants stability, wants something solid, secure, and committed. All right, so let's see. Advice and guidance. All right, so we see important mission, Libra. Your soul has an important mission to fulfill in this lifetime. Search within and you'll discover your mission. Okay. Shine your beauty. Let others do and say what they will. Keep doing good. Resist the temptation to dim your light to become as dark as those that oppose you. So I feel like there's a strong message with these two oracle cards here, Libra, that it's really important that you continue to focus on your own game. Now with the Seven of Swords and the Devil card, you may feel like that you kind of get lost in this connection sometimes, or maybe this connection kind of pulls you off course. Maybe you find yourself overgiving, or I don't want to say walking on eggshells, but you know, like I feel like you do get a little bit consumed by this person or this connection. And I feel these oracle cards are saying, don't let that happen. You know, stay grounded, you know, keep doing good, keep focusing on your path, your mission, your purpose, shine your beauty. And Spirit's also saying, accept your blessings. Believe that the door of abundance is waiting for you. The clearer the goals, the quicker you'll get there. So I do think you have blessings coming toward you in whatever it is that you decide to do here, Libra. But at the bottom of the deck, Spirit's saying, don't settle. So don't accept your current circumstances as the best you'll ever have, and don't be afraid to start over. So again, this is about, you know, not lowering your standards here, Libra. And if something feels off, it's important to address it, but it's also important to not gaslight yourself and say something feels off, then it is off, okay? And it needs to be looked at. And I feel like you're in that process here. This person definitely wants to see you again or wants to come back around to you. All right, and we see the Knight of Swords, and they're coming in quick, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, communication. All right, this is communication or action that they've been planning for some time. I also think this is somebody, they're looking at the time and effort that you two have put into this connection. And we see the Lovers in reverse, Gemini energy. Now, they may be a little bit worried about third party. Maybe they feel like you do have options here with that Two of Pentacles, with it, whether you do or not. But the one thing that worries me a little bit about Lovers energy in reverse, the shadow attributes of Gemini energy, is a little bit of a lack of direction. You know, when Gemini isn't stable, it can start things and not finish them, or it can leave a lot of emotional tabs open. Okay, so I do feel like this person is coming back around. There has to be a clear path forward. You need clarity, you need truth. And for a lot of my Libras, you need to, know what the path forward is going to look like, or at least, have an idea. Now, this person sees you as the Eight of Pentacles. They see you as working hard. They see you as somebody who's solid, stable, secure, somebody who puts time and effort in. But also the Eight of Pentacles energy in reverse. But your energy here has shifted, Libra. So it's like you're not willing to bend over backwards here to make everything nice, to make everything work, to do all of the emotional labor, let them kind of flit about and do their own thing. Meanwhile, you hold it all together. Like you're the glue that holds it all together. I see that they recognize that you're not willing to do that. And you're definitely more discerning and more patient. So you're not as willing to just show up and do the work and excuse them for not doing, their part. And we see the Ace of Swords. This person sees you in alignment. They also see that, with this shine your beauty, a lot of my Libras, whether there's been a breakup or a separation, or there's been some time between, you seeing this person, the Ace of Swords here indicates they do see you as, they see you as different. I kind of feel like they see you as this unblocked throat chakra. You're not afraid to put yourself out there. There's a light about you. There's a strength about you. You're embodying your truth. And the Two of Wands energy in reverse. And they do feel like ultimately, Libra, the decision is going to be up to you about whether or not this moves forward or not. Whereas before, they may have felt it was a little bit more up to them. And this is a Tower moment. Yeah, because it kind of feels like, Libra, like you've changed or you've flipped the script a little bit. You're no longer willing to just go along with, with how, you're no longer willing to just kind of go along with it. All right, or I think you're actually forcing them to show up. Now they are coming towards you, but that Lovers in reverse could indicate that there's third party around them. They're worried about third party, but like I said, more than anything, it's a little bit of a personality trait that can be difficult for long-term connections when somebody says a lot, but they don't follow through. So this person is showing up as the damsel, which I do like. Understanding the nature of healthy romance inspires you to rely on yourself. So this person is self-reliant. They know what healthy connection looks like, and child magical. And they certainly have, they're seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things and the belief that everything is possible. So they do feel like this reconciliation, this reunion, or you two just getting on the same page is possible. This tower energy that they're in could also indicate that they actually have gone through a transformation. Underneath that, we see the Five of Wands in reverse. This person definitely wants stability here. They want to heal conflict. And we see the Fool card, Aries energy. They do want a new beginning. All right. But like I said, it feels like that it's going to be up to my Libras. Like they know the ball is in your court. All right. They see you as the martyr, learning the transcendent nature of service to oneself or a cause. And then they see you as the teacher archetype, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. I don't think that's the case. But I think that they might feel like you're not communicating everything you know. All right. Or they may feel like you kind of have, you're a bit pessimistic here about this connection working out, or about the transformation that they feel they've been through. All right, so we see this person feels like they're on the right path. The Star card, they want to heal. They want to heal this connection. Behind the scenes, they're hoping and praying that you say yes, Libra. All right, the Wheel of Fortune energy in reverse. And the Three of Swords. This person is definitely holding back, not coming towards you. And we get double star energy. Okay, so we see the star energy in reverse because they are going through a bit of a tower moment. This person, I feel right now, more than anything, is hoping and praying that they're going to have success. But there's also there's a part of them that's not allowing them to take action. For some of you, if there was third party involvement, they may still have to release that. But this person flip-flops about being like, yes, I think this can happen. Libra's going to take me back. Libra's going to say yes. We can get on the same page. And then I'm not sure Libra's going to, I'm not sure Libra's going to take me back, or Libra's going to hear what I have to say, or Libra's going to want to continue this relationship, whatever your status is here. And they may be reading that because, they may be picking up on your energy there, Libra, with the Two of Pentacles, because you may be, you're on the fence here. The King of Pentacles tells me that you need to stay grounded. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy. Stay grounded. You're protected. The Six of Swords. And the Three of Wands in reverse, okay? And we see the Chariot card. Okay, so I definitely see this person coming towards you, Libra. Again, we see Hierophant energy. They feel there's a spiritual connection and they really want a commitment. But I feel like with the Three of Wands in reverse, it's like this connection you may feel is blocked. And the Six of Swords and the Chariot card is like, moving forward, stay grounded, keep doing what you're doing, keep focusing on your life path and your purpose. There's going to be a breakthrough here, but I'm still not clear if that breakthrough is like with this person, or is it actually moving on from something here that's blocked. So let's take a look at their energy. So pacify, okay. We see always fighting. And quick replies. So this person, I feel like, is kind of waiting with bated breath to hear from you. I feel like they definitely want to resolve conflict. I actually feel like they're very nervous to talk to you, or nervous to see what you're going to, what your response is going to be to their communication if they haven't sent it already. So there's definitely anxiety here. And they're not going to relax until they know your answer, or they know what it is you want to do here. All right, we see caretaker, okay? We see next year, and we see family problems. Okay, so some of you, this person is going through some family issues that could be creating a little bit of difficulties for them to like focus on anything else. Like they may be moving a parent into a nursing home, or they may be a caregiver themselves. It could also be with children. It could be parents. It could be siblings. This is somebody who's very giving of themselves. All right. Now let's see what their very next actions are towards you, because they are planning on communicating if they haven't already. And I feel like Spirit's saying you need to stay grounded and respond from a place of regulation when you're ready. But their next actions towards you, Ace of Wands energy in reverse, they really do want to communicate, but they're lacking confidence. It's like their life force energy is low, because they're stressed and they're being, behind the scenes being pulled back in a lot of directions. So in the next week or so, I feel like this person is planning what they're going to say, maybe even rehearsing what they're going to say. But with the Ace of Wands in reverse, they're worried about rejection, or like I said, their life force energy is low, not flow. Their life force energy is low because, again, it feels like they've got a lot going on. But I also think because they're nervous about what you're going to, what your decision is going to be, or if you're going to actually respond. Let's see what Spirit's advice is here. I feel like your advice here is to stay grounded, respond with regulation. Is this what you've been waiting for? Do you see yourself moving forward with this person, or do you see yourself moving on from this person, Libra? Spirit's advice is see it through. You don't always finish what you start, and this sounds like this person's energy. You don't always finish what you start and then talk badly to yourself because of it. Break the karmic pattern by seeing a project through to the end, and then be proud of what you've accomplished. Okay, so that doesn't necessarily mean you have to see the relationship through. Again, Spirit's reminder was shine your beauty, focus on your own path and purpose, accept the blessings coming your way. Don't settle. So I feel like, my Libras, I feel like you're on the right path. And so it would really be about like continuing to focus on your own game and really making a decision here based on, does this connection, does it add value to my life, or does it pull me in a million different directions, or do I get lost in it and abandon what it is that I've come here to do? All right, and Spirit's also saying pay attention. You're being asked to pay extra close attention to the signs you're being given, both the subtle ones and the ones that can't be missed. These signs will help you see how to best move forward in order to live your best life. So pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. Also, remember, Libra, the pattern is often the message. Okay? So when you're making a decision, because this person can want you all day long, but the real question is, are they good for you? Is this a healthy relationship? And only you'll be able to answer that. All right, drop me a comment down below, my lovely Libras. Sending you love and light. Take care.